Hi everyone, this is Mohit here, and today we have Gaurav for our Master of Sales podcast series. Here we invite sales leaders from multiple industries to help us explain the sales processes and their journeys and how they have come up there and what are some strategies which has worked out. So glad to have you, Gaurav, on board today with us. And let's start with your journey, Gaurav, and please explain us about the companies or the company you work at and your journey of getting into a sales profile.
Yeah, so sure. So thank you, Mohit, for first of all for having me here. So I'm very glad to share my experience with all the interested folks whosoever will be listening to this, right? So about me, first of all, my name is Gaurav Arora. I work here in Docon Technology. I work here as zonal sales head, right? So in Docon, I handle approximately 10 to 12 clusters, right? And I'm managing a team size of more than 100 sales folks, right? And I am responsible for entire sales for my company. So what is Docon Technology? Let me give you a bit brief, right? So what do we do? So Docon Technology is in IT healthcare sector, right? We are a EMR based platform where we digitize doctors' practice, right? So while opting for our software, a doctor can generate a digital prescription. He can digitize his entire practice of clinic, right? So this we do. And about myself, I have overall 5.5 years experience in total. So after MBA, I have total of 4.5 years. So after MBA, I joined a company named, as you all might be aware of that, JK Tire and Industries Limited. Right. I worked there for 1 year, but to be honest, after working there, so my mind even during the MBA was to work in startups only. So then I started looking out for some startups after my 1 year experience with JK Tire. So I still remember I had a lot of offer letters from a lot of companies like Zomato, Swiggy. Then I got opportunity from this company, Docon Technologies. So then I joined this because my assumption at that time was that this healthcare sector is going to boom, right? And my assumption got correct, to be very honest. So healthcare is booming as of now. Yeah. So that's about me.
Got it, Gaurav. Thanks. Thanks for the introduction. So, was your MBA in marketing and sales, or was it in another domain? And why did you get into a sales profile? So,
Yeah.
what is the reason you got into this?
I would say this is one of my favorite questions because I did my MBA in marketing and finance only, to be honest. So during my MBA as well, I love interacting with people, right? So even during MBA, I was involved in a lot of activities. I was managing, even I was CR of my class. I was involved in day-to-day events of my university, right? So I love interacting with people. So what I have observed in sales as well. So I have to interact with lot of customers. I have to interact with lot of employees, right? So this is one of the strongest reason why I have joined sales, why I'm working in sales, right? And to be very honest, sales is the only thing which excites me. I feel I have the capability of selling anything, right? So this is the reason I'm working in sales. Yeah.
And you told that it's more about talking to people and listening to opinions and insights from many people. So, can you share some experiences like what customers have given you good compliments or solutions which you're doing for businesses? What gives you that push to be motivated?
Yeah, so when you're working in sales, right, when you're solving some customer's problem, so for example, in this company of Docon, right, where I'm working currently, so here we are solving a lot of problems. So if you talk about a doctor who is having a problem of bad handwriting, so when we go to him, we show him that, okay, this is our product. You can digitize your entire practice. You need not to write a single word, right? So this way we are sorting down their problem. They give us a kind of, I would say, amazing response when they see the product. This way we feel that, okay, we are helping a lot of people. We are solving their life's problem. We are making their life easy. So this is one of the key factor which you are asking, right? So yeah, so we used to meet lot of people on regular basis. So if I talk about only doctors, so this I gave one example. Second example is doctors do face this kind of problem in these scenarios, that they have to solve the problem of receptions, right? So what used to happen in regular clinics, a reception will write anything on paper, then he will come to doctor. This is a very tedious process. In our software, reception just need to add 2 entries. That entries will come to doctor's laptop. Doctor can generate a digital prescription of the patient, right? So this way doctor will also be happy. We are sorting some kind of patient problem as well, because patients data will be recorded in their phone. They can buy medicine at anywhere at any time. So these are few of the reasons why sales excites me a lot.
Great, Gaurav. So, diving deep into the problem which you're solving, and doctors is a market which is lucrative, but it is difficult to sell as well, because just that's our assumption, because we see many reps visiting doctors. So, how has been your journey? Is it more difficult to sell to doctors, or you feel that technology adoption has made it easier?
So what my agenda is, whenever I am visiting a doctor, so while sitting outside, right, I used to observe doctor's practice. I used to observe doctor's entire clinic. Okay, where is the problem, right? So assume if you are sitting outside doctor's chamber, he has written something on his, I would say, notice board that I may not be available from this day to this day, right? So I used to get, okay, doctor is having this kind of problem. He need to inform his patient. I do have a solution, that in my software, a doctor can send notification to his patients that, okay, he will not be available for this week to this week. Then whenever I will be visiting that doctor, I will be meeting him. I will be pitching this thing first. Doctor, I was seeing one notice board outside your chamber. You need to inform your patient on regular basis that you will not be available from this date to this date, right? So my only agenda is I need to understand problem of my customer, whether it's doctor or whether I was working in some other field. Understanding problem of the customer, then giving him the solution, right? In this way we can sort every problem.
Okay, understood. So, how or what technology tools have you used to help any portion of your sales process better? Any examples of the technology which you have used to kind of make it better
Yeah,
or
so
automated?
so we have used a lot of CRM tools, right? So while working in this company, we were working on a tool called as HubSpot, right? Where we used to record each and everything of sales. So suppose if a business development manager is visiting a clinic, right? Whatever he has observed there, we have tried incorporating the entire thing into that HubSpot. Suppose he's going for a demo, he's going for a onboarding, every these things he has incorporated and we have incorporated in that HubSpot, right? So this way we have used it to the max. So CRM tools we have used a lot.
Any other technology tools on top of CRM, or CRM solves your purpose in entirety?
There are a lot of analytics tools which we used to use earlier, right? But we cannot disclose as of now, right? So these are our internal tools.
Got it, got it. No, so what I was asking about is, normally for outreach, LinkedIn is used, email automation. What we are trying to get here is how much automation is helping a salesperson versus reducing his job. So your views on that. Do you see any automation in your sales process?
Yeah. So this CRM tool, which I am telling you, so in this CRM only, we have entire automation available, right? Email campaigns we used to do through this CRM only. We have set templates where we can send a SMS to our doctors. We have some smart views kind of thing where we can see, okay, what is the progress happening? I would say cluster wise. So suppose I have to check, okay, what is happening in Andhra Pradesh? How many doctors are getting onboarded? How many doctors are denying our software? These all things we are already doing in CRM.
Got it. So yeah, CRM I think is as a point of database and tracking helps in a lot of their decision making.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
That's great. So on the front of team, like with CRM, you can track facts and operations of a team, but how do you motivate them to perform better? Like, what are some strategies you have used to get the best out of your team?
Yeah, so for motivating a team, so what I used to do is I used to work even during my working time when I was working on field. I used to believe in calculations, right? So suppose we have incentive structure, right? I used to show them the calculation, how much you can earn. So if I will go to somebody, if I will say him that okay, you will get 30%, you will get 40%. I used to show them the calculation, right? And if you have to talk about salespeople, I feel money is the biggest motivation factor, right? If he will be getting an incentive, he will be motivated, he will give you his best, he will work hard for achieving that incentive. But how to motivate people for achieving that particular incentive? I used to show my team calculation. I never discuss okay, you will get 40%. I used to discuss you will get 50,000, you will get 60,000. So this way I used to motivate them. Secondly, there are a lot of promotion, I would say there is a lot of promotion opportunities available for the teams, right? So if you are working in a startup, you must have seen that people used to get positions very early because there are a lot of opportunities. Startups need to expand their entire business models. So I used to tell them examples. For example, if I have to give my example only, I'm working with Dokkan from last 3.5 years, and currently I'm handling entire India sales, right? I used to tell them these things as well. So these are also one of the biggest motivation factor when people will see that okay, there are ample growth opportunities available in front of them, and they can get those opportunity. They can be at good position. So this way I used to motivate them.
Okay, it's more on the career and the monetary part where they
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
being a part. So, apart from the revenue, do you track any KPIs of the salesperson apart from the revenue which they get?
Yeah. So definitely, yes. We have lot of, I would say, parameters. So for example, even in my organization, so they have onboarding target as well. So suppose they are working in a company, they are working in my team, they have monthly onboarding target. They have to bring that these number of doctors. Then we have further diversification. So if they are bringing 8 doctors to my organization, out of those 8, there will be 4 I would say chronic specialty, 2 acute specialty. So these all KPIs we used to track as well. These are other parameters I must say.
No, so apart from getting doctors onboarded, which is a metric
Yeah.
of revenue, because
Mhm.
doctor getting onboarded is giving you revenue. Is there anything
Yeah.
else like number of
No.
doctors
For
visited?
yeah. For me, for my role, no. I'm working for onboarding part. I'm responsible for bringing new and new doctors.
Got it. Got it. So,
Yeah.
in sales, we have had like failure is a part of whole lot of processes. So,
Yeah.
any stories around some good failures where you tried but could not make it, or your views on that?
Yeah. So I will start with my first job. So when I started working with JK Tire, right? So I was working in, I would say, I think Chandigarh market I was working. So I went there on field for approximately 1.5 months, and I didn't get a single success, right? So not even a single customer I was able to onboard, right? So in tire industry, so I would say this is one of the most pressurable industry where you will see lot of targets. Your monthly targets will be in crores, or and that crore will be above 10 crores. So this kind of target you have to have in tire industry. So for entire 1 month I was not able to give a single customer to my HQ of Chandigarh. So this was, I would say, this was one of my failure points. So how I worked on it, I started observing my seniors. I started interacting with people, right? So whosoever was working in that field, or even the ex-employees, I started interacting with them. So what different you are doing? You are one of the top performer, right? So what you are doing, how many members you are meeting on a daily basis, how many clients you are interacting, what different you are doing. So this strategy I adopted. Secondly, I started spending more time with my uh, managers. I started learning from them. I started asking lot and lot of questions, how you used to crack deals. Thirdly, I started spending more and more time on field, right? Because this was our ultimate motto. So for first month I was going on field, but I was not understanding the entire concept. Then at third, I started spending more and more time on field. I started spending more and more time with dealers. Then I started understanding their problem. How can I help them out? How can I show them, okay, if you buy from us, this will help you out? What kind of benefits I can offer to them? So these three strategies I adopted at that time, and that then it helped me.
Great. Great. So in your experience, which is better industry, channel market, which is through dealers, or influencer market, for of which one example is doctors?
I would say influencer market, because here you will meet. So for my, if I have to tell my experience with that tire and dealer industry was not very great, because there were a lot of multiple stakeholders involved. You have to interact with lot and lot of people, and some unnecessary folks as well, who used to ask you unnecessary questions, right? But yes, that was my learning period. And to be honest, I must say, while working in JK, I was not working with my heart, right? Because that was not my industry. I started feeling this after 6 months of my job, that I won't be able to work here. But yes, I do not want to impact my resume as well. So then I just worked there for 1 year, and then I shifted. But for me, influencer industry is best.
Got it. So now we'll just ask, like, on your personal level, what conversion rates for you personally, like number of doctors met 100, doctors interacted 50, doctors converted 10. So on that conversion cycle, what do you think is healthy for you? You think
Yeah, for
that's something?
yes. So to be honest, we are also working on this part, because as of now, you rightly pointed out earlier that doctor industry is one of toughest industry, because if you are going for 10 visits, you will meet hardly, I would say, 2 or 3 doctors, because they have very busy schedule, right? So we are also working on this part, but what we are aiming as of now is at least we can achieve 50% conversion rate overall, right? This we are aiming as of now. So if my team is meeting 10 doctors, they can at least convert 5 doctors. This we are aiming as of now.
Great, Gaurav. So yeah, that's nice to hear. And just some rapid fire opinion based questions. Should there be monetary incentives, clear cut monetary incentives, or it should be like non-monetary, but there is a possibility of monetary?
I would say clear cut monetary. If you are dealing with sales folks, then clear cut monetary.
Great. And should it be only on closure, which is getting someone onboarded, or on the effort as well? For example, how much is the person researching? How much emails? How much messages is he sending? What's the daily communication like?
So it should be on closers only, because the results are awarded, right? Efforts are not.
And if you're given a choice between 100 leads which has come through, let's say, marketing, and 10 leads which has come through qualification. So sales qualification has been done, but you have to reach out to these 10 or these 100. Which one would you prefer?
Yeah, first I will go for those 10 only, because those can be a referral leads as well from our existing customers, right? So I will choose second option.
And do you feel there should be competition, like strong competition between teammates?
There should be a competition, because if there will not be a competition, so you won't see much improvement in few people, right? So if there will not no competition, they won't be aiming for more, right? They will end at 100% only. If there will be competition, people will aim for 200%, 300%. So healthy competition is required, even between the companies as well. So even for organizations, competition should be there.
And what percentage of variable versus fixed pay you think should be there to get the best result out of salespeople? Should it be 70-30? Sorry.
70-30, yeah.
70 fixed, 30 variable.
Yeah.
Great. And the last question, it's a bit on the funnier note. What's the best excuse you have heard from your team, which was most unbelievable?
Yes, I was recently hearing one thing when somebody called me, because he was already late, and when we called him, he started saying, "Sir, मेरे bike का tire फट गया."
Bike ka tire is kind of an excuse which comes out just out of the mouth. कि अभी क्या
Yeah,
करो,
because
लेट हो गया.
we just so he was already very late. So we started pinging him in the WhatsApp group that okay, you are late. You should have reached at 10. When we called him, so he picked in a very, I would say, funnier tone. Hello sir, मेरे bike का tire फट गया. मतलब, this was his excuse.
Great, 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 Gaurav.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was great interacting with you, and
Yeah.
we'll surely push out and let you know. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.